Don't you think this Auburn School Park Reserve is the beautiful, perfect place for an outdoor concert? Well, we with the Auburn Symphony think so too. I'm Peter Jaffe, the music director and conductor, and on Saturday, September 12th, we have a free concert that was being offered here. Many of you who have gone to this know what a great event this is. We'll have a great program with Porgy and Bess by Gershwin, Strike Up the Band, the Magnificent Seven, and Janos Chantos, an amazingly talented alto saxophone player, will be wowing us with his wizardry on the alto saxophone. It's a free event, a wonderful time, social occasion. We'd love to see you right here in this beautiful setting, Saturday, September 12th.
Die Meistersinger. Die Meistersinger means the Meistersinger.
We've given our Masterworks series a little moniker this season with the Auburn Symphony, and that subtitle is Stories of Heroism and Passion. Now, sometimes when we go to the concert hall, we'll hear a symphonic piece that's related to an actual plot. For instance, our first Masterworks program on October 17 and 18 will start with which is not just the Lone Ranger, but it's first known as the William Tell Overture by Rossini, and that whole opera was based on the well-known plot of the character William Tell. Well, sometimes there are pieces that don't have a direct plot related to them, but we kind of go through an emotional adventure in the concert hall, and that's what a lot of our pieces are about too. That same program has the Barber Violin Concerto, with Jian Yang returning. She was a real favorite, stole a lot of our hearts last time she was here, and she'll be playing the very passionate and virtuosic Barber Violin Concerto. And that program ends with the really romantic Symphony No. 8 by Antonín Dvořák. We continue our wonderful, spirited, and glorious tradition of presenting the Christmas portion of Handel's Messiah this year on Tuesday, December 8. It's a wonderful time. There are sing-along Christmas carols, but most importantly, for all of the choruses in this portion of Handel's Messiah, you get to sing along. It's such a great tradition. You don't have to if you don't want to. Some people love to just sit in the balcony and watch the whole spectacle and listen to it. But for those of you that like to sing along, you know that we always supply choral scores when you get there. And we always have a fabulous professional vocal quartet for the solo numbers. So we hope to see you at the Sing Along Messiah, Tuesday, December 8. Our second big Masterworks concert happens at the very end of January 2016, right after the new year, and continuing the thread of the idea of stories. The first piece is Copland's ballet, Billy the Kid, all about the famous cowboy outlaw and his gal. But there's another thread that hooks in there because that comes from the dance world of ballet. And the final work on this program is Rachmaninoff's Symphonic Dances, his last glorious symphonic work that he wrote in his career, which sums up so many of his romantic and powerful achievements. Now, sandwiched in between those two pieces, a great soloist who's a real local favorite here in Auburn is returning. Tina Guo will be playing Saint-Saëns Cello Concerto No. 1 in A minor. She's a real knockout personality and a virtuoso cellist par excellence. We'll really love to see you there with the Auburn Symphony at the end of January. Saturday, March 5, 2016 is our wonderful family concert with the Auburn Symphony. What a great way to introduce kids from the age of 3 to 103 to the wonders of a symphony orchestra. It's a very engaging, entertaining, and educational program that lasts just a little bit over an hour. We've got Bernstein's Candide Overture, Prokofiev's March from the Love of Three Oranges, excerpts from the Nutcracker, a lot of really great toe-tapping music, and featuring the Young Artist Competition winner Janos Chantos on the saxophone playing Scaramouche. Every single piece in this program has some kind of story attached with it, and so we've called the program Tales of Note. Love to see you and the whole family there. It's a great tradition. There's an instrumental petting zoo, lots of great engagement with the audience. We have a lot of fun. The narratives having to do with our third Masterworks program with the Auburn Symphony, which are being performed, by the way, on March 19 and 20, have to do with a sort of redemption and a validation of one's life near the end of one's career, a sort of transformation as the life passes away. The program opens with Beethoven's Overture to Egmont, based on Goethe's tragedy, which is all about freedom and liberation after a period of oppression in society. And the end of that program is Strauss's very moving tone poem, Death and Transfiguration, where a hero's life passes before his eyes, or our very ears, if you will. Now, in the middle of that program, a great violin soloist is going to be introduced to our Auburn community, but not introduced to me, because I have known YOSUKE Kawasaki since he was a kid at the Aspen Music Festival. It's kind of a parallel story to my relationship with Jian Yang, who's playing earlier in the season. YOSUKE Kawasaki is now the concertmaster of a very notable Canadian orchestra, and he's coming down to play the Sibelius Violin Concerto with us. It's going to be absolutely fabulous, and he's a virtuoso. At the Auburn Symphony, we've discovered one of the best things you can possibly do for Mother's Day, which is first you treat Mom to a great brunch and lavish the utmost queenliness upon her, and then you bring her to the finale of the Auburn Symphony at the Mother's Day Spectacular at the Mondavi Center. And on May 8th, we're going to be playing the BERNSTEIN Candide Overture and Mahler First Symphony, which is one of the most monumental romantic pieces in the repertoire. And we've got a wonderful local hero in this region of California. His name is Richard Glazier, and he's a Gershwin expert, and we've asked him to play Rhapsody in Blue for you and your mom. So we want to see you there on May 8, Mother's Day, at the end of the Auburn Symphony season. I'm Peter Jaffe. We'll see you there.